Hi, today is Monday, the 23rd of March. It is the first day of e-learning. And so what I want to do first today is talk to you about my expectations just for today. And this is on Edsby. The first thing that I want you to do is to make sure that you saw my video from Saturday. The second thing is right after this is going to be a video on how to solve quadratics by graphing. It should be a review, and I want you to take notes and then upload the notes to me on Edsby. Don't forget to put your name and your period number. And the third thing is I want you to log into Algebra Nation and go to the very first section. I think it's expressions. And at the bottom, you're going to see where it says test yourself. I want you to take the test. I don't care how you do on the test. This week, I'm just trying to see, can you access the test? Is it gonna give me the scores? So even if you get a 0% on there, as long as I can see that you got a 0%, I'm gonna put in Edsby, yes, you took the test, okay? All right, so let's go to solving by graphing. All right, so the first question here is negative x squared plus 2x minus 1 equals 0. And we are going to use negative b over 2a. We're going to make a table of values, and that was just a little hint. Don't forget the y-intercept is c. Now, if you want to turn it into vertex form and graph it that way, that's totally fine as well. All right, so I wrote down negative b over 2a. And don't forget, so if it's in standard form, the coefficient of x squared is a, the coefficient of x is b, and the c is the guy all by himself. And it needs to be set equal to 0 or y. Okay, so now I'm going to plug it in. Negative b is 2 over 2 times a. My a value is negative 1. So now I have negative 2 over negative 2, which equals 1. So now I know my axis of symmetry is negative 1, and I'm going to plug that back into the formula to figure out what my y value is of the vertex. So I'm going to put 1, plug it back in here. So 1 squared is 1 with a negative. So I'm just going to jot this down over here, negative 1, so I don't forget. 1 times 2 is 2 minus 1. So negative 1 plus 2 minus 1, that ends up being 0. So now I have my table of values, x, y, and I'm going to go 2 down, 0, negative 1, and 2 up, 2 and 3. And then I'm going to plug these numbers in to see what is, really should be y there, what is my y value going to be. All right, so I'm going to plug 0 in. Well, that's easy, 0 squared, so I get a 0. Plus 0 minus 1. And remember, I should get the same answer here because these are very symmetrical. So I'm going to plug a 2 in. 2 squared is 4. So I have minus 4 plus 4 minus 1. I still have that negative 1, so this is looking really good to me. All right. So now I'm going to plug in negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1 with that negative in front. Negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Minus 1, and I now have negative 4, and I should get the same answer here. 3 squared is 9, tack on that negative. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 1, so I now have another negative 4. So this is looking really good. I'm going to go ahead and graph it. Get a piece of graph paper. Remember, I'm trying to solve these, and solutions are my x-intercepts. Graph this. Right here. So I have 1, 0, which is here. I have 0, negative 1, negative 1, negative 4. Over here. And now my parabola is very symmetrical. Doesn't look that way, but it is. Okay. And you can see that my solution is right here at 1 because my solution is where it goes through the x. So I did all of this to just get the answer of 1. That's why graphing is not our favorite method. Okay, so for this problem right here, same thing. Negative b over 2a. Remember, if this is a negative here and I have a negative here, they're going to cancel each other out. So I have like negative 8 over 2 times a, which is negative 2. So now I have 8 over negative 4, which gets me negative 2. So negative 2 is my axis of symmetry. I'm going to plug it in right here. Negative 2, my x and my y. And now I go 2 up, negative 3, negative 4. and 2 down, -1 and 0. I'm gonna plug my -2 in here. So I have -2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. -8 times -2 is +16 plus 9. And when I calculate that, I get 17. So this is gonna be my vertex. A lot of times I like to go ahead and calculate that. You guys go ahead and plug in these other numbers into here. You can freeze your screen, and then I'm gonna plug it in and see if you got the same thing as me. Okay, so go ahead and freeze. All right, so here is what I got. I plugged it in, I got a 9, I got 15, 15, and 9. So very symmetrical. So we're gonna go ahead and graph that over here. Okay, so I noticed that I'm going to -2 all the way to 17. Whoops, so I should have done this the other way around and have a really, because I'm going all the way to 17. Maybe I'll just go by 2s. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I'm gonna go by 2s. So I go -2. So if this is -2, remember if I'm going by something other than 1s, I really need to write it on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, okay, so -2, 17, all the way here. And then I have -1, which is gonna be halfway to 15. And then -3 to 15. And then 4, -4 to 9. And there is my parabola. Now, with this parabola so far, I would have to keep going if I wanted to see what my actual solutions were, because they're not going through the x anywhere. So I would have to keep going and plug in -5 and see if that gets me there. But that's basically the outline of the graph. All right, the last one is something that I really wanted to show you, because when we solve this, let's do -b over 2a. So -4 over 2, which gets me -2, back to these -2s. I want you guys to go ahead and freeze the screen and try to go ahead and graph this. And then I'm gonna show you what I got, and then we're gonna talk about what the solution is. Okay, so go ahead and freeze it, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to go a little fast while you're doing that. Okay, so now that I have my table of values, I'm gonna go ahead and graph it. And 0, 6, -1, 3, -2, 2. Okay, so let's take a look at this graph. And what do you think the solutions are? Well, there are no solutions because it's not going through the x-axis. So even though we graphed it, looks good, there are no solutions. So your answer to that problem would be no solutions. All right, so that is my graphing quadratic lesson for today. And what I want you to do is go ahead and make sure that you have these notes. It should look something like this, even if you just drew a sketch, if you didn't have graph paper. And I want you to submit them to me on Etsy. Don't forget your name and your period number. Okay, I'm probably gonna check this tomorrow morning, like around 5. So as long as you have it in by tonight, it doesn't really matter what time. Okay, hope you guys have a great day. And tomorrow I will have a new lesson for you, trying to access different things to see how this whole e-learning is gonna work. Have a great night. Bye-bye.